most notable secret society is the Freemasons, which was established in 1717 when four small groups of lodges joined together. Membership levels were initially first and second degrees, but in the 1750s, this was expanded to create the third degree, which caused a split in the group. When a person reaches the third degree, they are called a Master Mason. Now, you probably didn't know that many of the people who we studied previously were actually Freemasons. Our founding fathers were Freemasons, and that led to a Masonic influence in the roots of our nation. Freemasons include Presidents George Washington, James Monroe, Andrew Jackson, James Polk, James Buchanan, Andrew Johnson, James Garfield, William McKinley, Theodore Roosevelt, Howard Taft, Warren Harding, Franklin Roosevelt, Harry Truman, and Gerald Ford. Also including founding fathers Benjamin Franklin and John Hancock, who sustained the legacy of Freemasonry. Almost every American looks at a $1 bill on a daily basis, but few view it for its historic significance. The Freemasons play a significant role in our government, but go unseen by the average American. To show you just how much they are involved, the back of the $1 bill is an excellent place to look at. You see, above the pyramid is the all-seeing eye, which has relation to the Illuminati and close ties to Freemasonry as well. The scripture on the bottom of the pyramid most nearly means a new order for the agents. Additionally, when the letters M, A, S, O, N are connected on the letters near the pyramid, there is a pentagram created, which is a symbol of Masons. In the beak of the bird is a scroll containing the Latin phrase E pluribus unum, translating most nearly to of many one, which is a reminder of the Freemasons of his bond to his fellow Freemasons. The eagle on the back of the $1 bill has 32 feathers on its dexter wing. This is the number of normal degrees of the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, while the sinister wing contains one additional feather for the 33 degrees awarded for outstanding service in Freemasonry. The $1 bill is loaded with symbolism. Its designers such as Benjamin Franklin and Thomas Jefferson, along with some of the men from history referred to as the forefathers, had close ties to the Freemasons. The history of the United States cannot be studied without also studying the history of the Freemasons.
First of all, what is the Illuminati? Well, history says it's a secret society dating back to the 18th century. Conspiracy theorists agree. However, they believe that there is much to this. A movement of free thinkers that are the most radical offshoot of Enlightenment, whose followers were given the name Illuminati, who call themselves Perfectibilists, was founded on May 1st, 1776 in Ingolstadt by Jesuit Adam Weishaupt. Now, some of you may be wondering why this year is significant. Well, it's the year America got its independence. It is unknown whether there is a connection between the Illuminati and America's independence, but it's definitely something to realize. This group is now known as the Bavarian Illuminati. While it is not legally allowed to operate, many influential intellectuals and progressive politicians counted themselves as members. Even though there were some known Freemasons in the membership, it was not considered to be endorsed by Masonry. Unlike the Freemasons, it did not have meetings and an organized hierarchy. Instead, it was a group of individuals with the same belief. The conspiracy is that they control or highly influence society on a grand scale, and that they're working towards a new world order, which means a single world government. This means they've got their hands in the government, media, entertainment industry, banking industry, food industry, and many more. Now, all these conspiracies are up to you to decide whether they are real or not. What is the truth is that there were many important people involved in the Illuminati for whatever reasons, which is something to take note of. People like John D. Rockefeller, Mary Astor, Clifford DuPont, Andrew Mellon, Bob Hope, Billy Graham, Winston Churchill, Franklin Roosevelt, Joseph Stalin, and Adolf Hitler. They've got symbols like the all-seeing eye atop the pyramid on the dollar bill, which seems to be a satanic reference. Another symbol is the triangle, which seems to be popular in today's singers. It's interesting to see how a secret society, which is so controversial, seems to still have a great influence on our history.
Beyond the more intellectual secret societies, there are also ones that have very sinister purposes. The Ku Klux Klan, also known as the KKK, was an organization founded after the Civil War when Confederate veterans banded together in Pulaski, Tennessee in 1866. Originally, it was just a social club with no intentions of harming others. However, it slowly turned into a hate group as they tried to reverse the politics of the radical Republicans. They started an underground campaign of violence against Republican leaders and black or white voters in order to restore white supremacy in the South. Members dressed in white robes and hoods so no one would recognize them. They rode and attacked usually at night, intimidating blacks with physical attacks, murders, and destruction of their houses and property. White school teachers and Republicans were also attacked. Groups like the Knights of the White Camellia and White Brotherhood joined the KKK, and they targeted black legislatures in the 1866 and 1868 constitutional conventions. Soon they developed into a more severe group that attacked everything black, including black schools and churches. The 1870s marked the height of the KKK's influence, with branches in almost every southern state. However, there was still no clear leadership or organization until much later. The federal government passed several laws dealing with the KKK, and most notably, it was the Force Act, which cracked down on the KKK and decreased its strength in the South for the time being. It was revived again in the 1900s, almost 40 years later after it was founded, and then eventually lost its influence again as the civil rights movement took place. The KKK still exists today, and while they aren't as radical as they were before, they still believe in white supremacy and they do not like race mixing, which is just as bad as racism. The KKK had such an important role in the white supremacist movement as they encouraged racism and terrorized African Americans. This probably prevented the changing of American attitude towards African Americans and the eventual suppression of racism.